Let's see. And we're live. And we're live. What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Scotty, and I got some of my favorite people up here so we can sit and talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. We're not really just going to talk about just last night's episode because I know some of us already reviewed on the show already, but we're just going to talk about everything that is Potomac related overall, because to me, it's a lot of shit going on this show that I feel like we all should address and talk about and just get it all together. So, what should we start? I guess we could start off with what happened last night. We could start off there with so this is the question that's been going around that I've seen on different websites on Twitter. Do y'all think that Karen was trying to ruin Robyn's secret proposal? I personally don't feel like she was because she didn't know that there was a proposal, so she can't ruin something she didn't know about. But just they fucked it up, taking that picture in front of that jewelry store, throwing out hints that way. That's what I think. But what do the rest?
I felt like when Gizelle took that photo, like who really knew she was talking about one? A lot of people probably thought she was talking about Jamal. But I don't think Karen was trying to ruin Robyn's moments. She was more so trying to put an attack out on Gizelle. And it was kind of like, even if that is the case, let that be with Gizelle. Don't bring what's going on with Rob. Like, she was wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? When she brought that into it, I felt like she was kind of wrong for that. Like, just keep it on Gizelle. Keep attacking her on what's going on with her. But don't add somebody else and their husband into it.
I think you're feeling like attack Gizelle, but don't use Robyn as collateral to attack
Why not?
Her.
Yeah.
Why not?
Bondy, why not?
Why the hell not? Because her direct issue was with Gizelle. You talking to Gizelle. Why would you add Robyn in that moment? Why would you need to? You talking to Gizelle. So if I'm talking to you, Bondy, or let me say that I'm going off on Scotty. Why would I be like, and I know what you're doing for Bondy. Yeah, because I saw her husband. Like, you're going to be like, bitch, what I got to do with this shit? This ain't got nothing to do with me. You need to keep that shit on Scotty.
So, but I thought they were talking about the engagement situation, correct?
No, they were talking about Jamal and how he lives in the phone.
Yeah,
then Karen brought up out of nowhere the situation with Juan. She said, well, I guess Jamal is gonna come when Juan, I guess Jamal's gonna come when Juan basically proposes to Robyn. So Karen brought that up at the table.
Okay, all right. So here it is. I feel like Gizelle and Robyn are one and the same. They have been moving throughout this entire show as a twosome, as together, as two bookends. So at the end of the day, if I'm coming for you and I want to come for your friend at the same time, I don't see why not, because Robyn don't give a shit about when she comes for Karen. Robyn comes for Karen all the time, and everybody ignores the fact that Robyn was fully a part of all of the foolishness with the taxes, all in Karen's marriage, and she's been able to skate by. So as far as I'm concerned, any shade that she gets, she deserves.
Do you think that Karen should expose the fact that Juan is about to propose to Robyn?
No, but I also feel like, why are we excited and why is it a surprise? They live together. They ain't never broke up this whole damn time.
This is true.
I still want to know if they really get married.
Proposal, though.
And I don't think they should ruin the surprise for her. So if y'all want to say Karen is messy for that, then that's fine. But at the end of the day, like, I personally don't give a shit about Robyn and her proposal to the marriage that never ended. Like, so what? Just do it and get it over with. Like, whatever. Boring ass.
I mean, listen, I still want to know whether if this is real or whether it's made for TV. I mean, that's what I really want to know.
Say it again.
I really want to know whether they're really going to get married or if this is just to have for Robyn to have a storyline, because she ain't got that.
So and let's not forget this tax issue might have made him feel some type of way. That's another money issue.
Exactly.
I think that is for the TV. I don't really.
I do too.
He wants to. Really
I'm sorry. Yeah, I just feel like he's comfortable with it the way that it is now. I mean, he's still doing whatever the hell he wants to do, and he's still gonna do that. So what's changed?
Okay, so here's a question. Somebody put a question up that says, "Did y'all chastise Kenya for doing the same thing to Cynthia?" I personally don't feel like this is the same situation.
Is it the same situation? Wait, did I get King? Well, I did get Kenya together. I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did get Kenya together. I did.
I handle people on a case by case basis.
Look, I'm feeling that shit. I'm with you, goddamn.
I did get Kenya together for that, but I don't think that Karen was specifically trying to ruin anything because she didn't really know anything. She didn't know. I think that it was
Kenya knew beforehand.
Kenya knew
she kept alluding to it. That's why I got her.
And Kenya's a hater. Let's not forget that. Even of her friends, she's a hater. Okay, like, is that the vibe we get from Karen? Not really. I just think she's messy.
Yeah.
But it goes back to what Jamie said. So it's kind of like she was basically using it to get at Gizelle, but kind of caught Robyn in the crossfire. But at the same time, everybody feels like Gizelle and Robyn are one and the same. So if one gets shaded, the other one needs to get shaded too at the same damn time, since they both
I don't mind
bitch
it.
with the same one.
Me neither.
I don't mind it. Okay. Now, listen, if Robyn would have at any point besides this season separated herself from Gizelle at any point, then I wouldn't feel like that. But because they spend so much time bucking for one another, I mean, they just had a conversation where Gizelle said, even if you don't agree with me, bitch, act like you agree with me in front of everybody else. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, bitch, shade you, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this. How do you all, and I'm going to take myself out, I'm going to ask you for this question. How do y'all feel about Gizelle overall? Because some people do, I have read, I do read shit all the time, and people be feeling like Karen is pressed by Gizelle. They be feeling like Gizelle really ain't did shit to Karen this season, but Karen just been pressed by Gizelle all season, going in on her and all this other stuff. Do you think that Karen has a right to be coming at Gizelle the way she has, based on the things that Gizelle may have done to Karen in the past? Or do you think she's a hater?
Absolutely. All the bullshit that she done to her, when she came to her and her husband about their tax issues, she deserved all the shade.
The t-shirt
had a whole t-shirt.
T-shirt.
Karen is finally rising to the occasion on you hoes, and that's just what it is. She rises to the occasion. She meet y'all where y'all at, and I don't blame her. I really don't. It's been a build up, so now she letting her ass have it.
Exactly.
But I have a love-hate with Gizelle. But when it comes to that situation with her and Karen, I'm like, girl, eat her ass up, then.
Someone says Gizelle is messy and hateful, but she's a perfect housewife. And I do think that Karen holds a lot of resentment due to stuff in the past. Do y'all agree?
How you a perfect housewife? You ain't got no husband.
Okay. Because your man lollygagging and fooling line with from here to DC, overseas, making babies, got umpteen cheering. I mean, he's fucking everybody. Yeah, he's fucking all the vagina and boogina to let the streets tell it.
No,
so it's like,
everybody pregnant up in Atlanta.
Well, Michael would love him then, honey.
I said that. I said that.
Love him some Jamal. She need to bring him on the show because Michael will love him.
I'm still not over Michael grabbing that man ass in the background of that clip with Karen and Ray, and he was in the background. The way he was like, "Gotcha," I was just like, "Hey, Mr. Burns looking at him."
Oh my God!
He violated that man grabbing his badussi all up on camera like that. I said, "The poor man." Why you violate that man like that, Mike?
Made the man quit.
But I do think that Karen does have a right to drag Gizelle whenever she feels like it, because Gizelle do come for Karen all the time. She comes for Karen all the time, and Robyn co-signs as she always does all the time. So
she comes for Karen too.
Yeah, she do. I can't say that she do. Gizelle is a mean girl.
Can we talk about Robyn's hair?
I was like, Robyn, girl, get a brush or something.
Why is it so stiff? What's happening?
I'm surprised.
Well, what's happening is you become like your friends, and she be with and Gizelle had 2 different ponytails.
Listen, I was just about to say, can we talk about Gizelle's thrifty ass ponytail, y'all? Like, I promise y'all.
She got that shit from Amazon.
She had to have. Like, girl, that ponytail was about as stiff as Lord knows what. I guess Gizelle.
It's the ponytail.
How do y'all feel about Gizelle's fashions thus far? Because to me, it's been horrible. The only time I think she looked good was that Wendy's little thing she had for her baby. Because I did like that pink. A lot of people didn't go up for it, but I did like that.
I don't even remember that pink. What did she have on?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was it like glitter or shimmer?
No, I don't really think it was shimmering. It was
tacky.
Tacky Jezebel, honey. It was cute though. Well, to me, it was cute.
Karen served everybody. So she the only person I remember. She served everybody that night.
That made me think about when Karen was like, you can hit my butt because it's real on this episode. I was like, well, all right, Kinky Karen, I see where we at with it.
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying, she be giving off a vibe.
Girl, ain't nobody buying none of her damn Dollar Tree, Sally's Beauty Supply, buy 2, get 1 free, because these hoes ain't selling tacky ass hats. I don't believe nobody is gonna buy them. I don't.
Ain't nobody buying Robyn hats. You can find them at the juice store. Like real talk. You can find them hats at the juice.
I think she'll make a lot more money if her and Gizelle start OnlyFans, because I do think they be bumping coochies. I'm just gonna be real. So I feel like if they do that, then she can make the money to pay off that tax. But them hats, I ain't going for it.
Oh, all right.
I would like to see her and Wine in the OnlyFans. I ain't even gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie too. Let me tell you something. Devil dick, honey. I want our parts of it. Straight up.
Didn't they say Michael said when he said he'll suck his dick? Was he talking about Warren?
Yeah, and Warren
talking about Warren, yeah.
I mean, he wasn't alone.
Okay. I told Robyn. I said, Robyn, don't you leave Michael alone with your man? Me either. Shit.
Okay.
Listen. Okay. So, Wendy. What are y'all overall opinions about Wendy? These 16 episodes in. How y'all?
I think Wendy should have been a friend of the show this season. I don't really felt like we really seen too much of her other than interacting with the group. She didn't really give us much of like her family, and because I want to see why the mamas are beefing. Like I want to kind of dig more into Wendy, but I think she should have just been a friend of the girls.
Jamie, what you think?
I mean, for the most part, I like Wendy. I really got no issue. Originally, I felt like, when you talk about your degrees, girl, you got them. You could talk about them as much as you want to. But when you say you're going to put a button on it and you want to unbutton it and still talk about it, it's like, girl, just have the shirt. You can have it. Because at this point, I'm getting a little tired of you. So, I mean, but I like Wendy. I think that's just the only thing I'm tired of hearing about. I think now that more people are wanting to know about her family, I think next year next season, because Andy said that he doesn't see the cast changing. So Wendy could likely be there. She may open and explore that. But I also think she tried to do that when she invited the family and the family was like, I'm not coming. They probably found out them cameras was going to be there. So it may be harder for her to explain that side of the story when it comes to, because I want to know too, why does this lady not like you? What's going on with that? But
they say she cursed.
A whole lot. Say what?
They say she come from a cursed family. That's what they say.
Mm.
That's why his family feel the way it feel about her and her family, because her family's supposed to be like, you know, on some bottom of the barrel for their tribe type shit. I don't know. Either way, I think it's a ridiculous reason not to be a part of your grandchildren's life. Yeah, like that's just ridiculous to me, and I don't care what your culture is. But I will say this about Wendy. I was rooting for her, but ultimately, I feel like why give up Johns Hopkins tenure and all the things that would have come along with good insurance for the rest of your damn life until you quit? Why would you come on this reality show so you can play second fiddle to somebody who don't have 4 degrees? Why would you come on here to play a B character to people who haven't done half of the shit that you keep telling us that you've done? Why? That makes no sense to me. I feel like you're selling yourself short. Because you come on here and you ain't giving much of nothing but an old tacky ass weave, okay, and bad body that don't know how to dress it. You don't have hips. Stop wearing pencil skirts. I'm kind of annoyed with the way, you know, you ran behind the Gizelle train and all of that. Because if you was going to come on here with I have 4 degrees, stand on your own 2 feet and don't be Candiace's little, you know, sidekick. But, you know, press on.
And y'all already know I ain't got shit to say about thick weave. I don't deal with her. Moving on.
Hilarious. Thick weave. Damn.
Thick weave.
Okay.
Way to read in less than 5 words.
Okay, it comes down to Wendy. I feel like for me, I honestly didn't have a problem with her at first, but I feel like she's doing too soon. I feel like she doesn't really know these ladies enough to go and pick sides in a situation. I feel like as a new person, you should always be neutral when you don't really know the dynamics of a group. And I just feel like
she's doing too much too soon.
Way too soon.
You don't know them like that. Like this is like if we were on the show and Jamie and Josiah, you know, they're getting to know us. So they're just like if they came on the show with us and we've been at this for a while and they just coming on and they already want to choose a side because they feel like this side is more appealing or it'll get me somewhere and I just choose that side. Like I feel like if I'm in a group, I can't choose until I really know exactly what the dynamics are, and she really don't know the dynamics. So I just felt like she hopped on the Gizelle train because it was a numbers game in a sense. Like you jumped on the side with the most numbers on there. That's just what I think. I think all of it is a numbers game. But when it comes down to how the show is at this point, how do y'all think? And this goes for any reality show. You know, basketball wise, when we sit down, a lot of the people they say they're not filming with OG. Do you think when you're on a reality show with ensemble cast, do you think that you should have the option to not want to film with someone?
No.
Just like on all of the other reality shows, listen, you could have got to a knockdown, drag out fight. When it's the cast trip, everybody is expected to go.
That's where the entertainment lies, though.
Exactly.
People who don't like each other having to be in the same room together.
Yeah.
It's not entertaining if you get to decide, oh, I don't like her, so I'm not going to show up.
Yeah. Just like this Portugal trip, to me, it's a dud because it's boring me. And Monique isn't even there, but somehow or another, she still finds a way to end up in the conversation. So I said, for all of that, she should have just came. I would have liked to see them go out and fuss and fight and argue and all that stuff.
It would have been more entertaining than this shit.
Yeah.
I feel like once you sign on for the show, you sign up for everything that comes along with that. And yes, it's touch and go with the physicality. But once you decide to stay on the show and the network decides that they're not going to get rid of anybody, show up to work and do your damn job. Because I ain't used to like none of my coworkers neither.
Yep.
Exactly.
I don't like none of mine.
I mean, look at Nene. Back in the day, Nene and Kenya had each other, but they still went to the same events and, you know.
Thank you, Dominique.
So.
You know, I think it's just like with basketball wives. Remember how they all iced out Roy nobody would film with Roy but Tammy and the new girls, and it just didn't work well when they ice. It doesn't work well when everybody bands together to ice out one person, and it happened again when they iced out Brandy. But Brandy was the one that was going to bring you drama, though. But they didn't want to film with her because they don't like her. And I just feel like when you on a reality show like this, it hurts the entertainment factor when you decide that, oh, we all gonna plan together and not film with her. We don't want to film with her. We don't want to film with her because now the show went from being so damn good at the beginning to now it's kind of faltered since everybody have band together and not wanted to film with Monique. It's like now that they're not filming with Monique, we got to hear y'all speak about Monique, but Monique ain't even around.
Exactly.
And Monique is not entertaining washing her daughter's hair every time we see her on camera. Like, I don't want to see her washing her fucking daughter's hair. Okay?
Right.
So.
And I think when it comes to, sorry, let me overtalk.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I think when it comes to such a big storyline, this was the biggest storyline of the season, Monique versus Candiace. I think that we, as viewers, should at least get some type of resolution. I mean, I know they're not going to be cool, but like, I want to see progress in, you know, the aftermath, not just ice out Monique and we do our own little thing, because like Monique or not, you know, she does bring great entertainment to the franchise.
And looks. Let's not forget about the looks.
Oh,
okay.
Yes. Yes.
Because Gizelle and Robyn ain't giving that shit.
Like how Robyn came down with a sweater poolside. Girl, if you don't go back to try it again.
That's the last.
Child, I don't understand how such a Caucasian lady can be so stiff.
Just to answer this statement on the screen, Karen and Ashley are the only two filming with her, but she needs more than Karen and Ashley to film with her in order for her to get screen time.
She definitely do. She definitely needs more.
Yeah, because she needs more than just Karen and Ashley. That's not gonna work.
She needs the other girls to not. She needs the other girls to not decide not to come to events just because she's gonna be there. Because she should have went on a trip. Like, she should have went on a trip. It shouldn't have been, well, we're not gonna go if she goes. Like, it shouldn't have been all of that.
I agree.
It should have been she come and we, you know, give her attitude the whole time, you know, or whatever.
Something, yes.
I agree.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, now we got little Ashley and Candiace fighting again, and I'm just kind of like, I'm over this. Ashley bringing this shit up. Like, come on, girl. You know it wasn't that big of a deal. Yes, Candiace is terrible. And I do agree that when she brought it all up, I was like, damn, Candiace, you basically did the same thing to Ashley that Monique did to you in a sense. Because she always talking about, oh, you went online and you weren't sorry. And online you was talking about you hit. Well, bitch, you do it all the time. What's the problem?
Twitter fingers.
What's good?
Now, when it comes down to Ashley, and her grudge that she's holding with Candiace, this is what I have to say about that. Okay, so earlier this season, everybody made Candiace apologize to Ashley. They made her apologize to Ashley. Don't know why they made her apologize. If it was me, if I didn't want to apologize, I wouldn't have apologized, period. But they made her apologize to Ashley. If Ashley knew that she wasn't necessarily over what happened, then she shouldn't have accepted the apology. But if she was going to accept the apology, she could have been like, okay, I accept your apology. You don't have to apologize. I accept it, but it's going to take me time to really get past everything. It's going to take me a minute, but we can work on it. Don't wait till months later to say, well, you did this to me and you did that. Although I don't like Gizelle and Robyn at all, Ashley did have to be reminded of all the things that she did and said in the past as well. Because if everybody else can sit up and forgive her for the things that she said and done, and you know, good with her after all the things that she said about people, then she should be able to forgive Candiace for the little bit that she said. But in the same breath, Robyn wants to say, well, you talked about my family, but Robyn, bitch, you talked about Karen and her taxes. Everybody needs to be held accountable for the bullshit that you do. It doesn't need to be Candiace. Candiace don't have to be the only one to be held accountable. Ashley shouldn't be the only one that should be held accountable. Monique, everybody should hold themselves accountable for what the fuck they say. And they all act like they're saints, and they're not. But this is probably Ashley's karma. Candiace was Ashley's karma for the things that she did in the past. And now it just seems like Ashley acts like she can't take the fact that it's all coming back to her. But in the same instance, it's like some people are saying in the chat, it could be an instance where, oh, I'm going to bring this up so I can soothe the way I feel about this whole character witness thing. I'm just going to throw this out here so I can feel better about being about talking about this girl's character. So let me just throw this on out here. That's how I come across it. You know what I mean?
That's what Roxanne said in her video, that she felt like because Ashley had to write this witness statement, she had to come up for, with a reason for why she did that. You and Candiace working on y'all relationship. So why would you, write a character assassination for her, for Monique? I feel like at the end of the day, I agree with that. But I also think that from Monique's standpoint, I mean, you the one that pressed charges. Now right. Now we can bring all of this shit up. Don't act like it don't have. I didn't like that Robyn was like, it has nothing to do with it. I was like, it absolutely has something to do with it. If you're going to try to play victim, and I'm gonna say no, you do the same thing. You was in my face too, and now I can prove other times when you've been physical or threw knives at somebody or been all in somebody's face, then I can prove that you're not a victim because you have a habit of doing this and I don't. So to me, I feel like for one, it's smart on Monique's part. For two, I feel like Ashley never really did see it for Candiace like that, but I think Ashley is good at her job. And I think Ashley is the kumbaya because she got a baby now. But ultimately, because Monique and them hid the booty grabbing videos, even though they say they didn't, y'all hid something because she keep bringing that shit up too much for me to not believe that you just trying to pay her back for her helping you out. Which is fine, because I feel like it's no different than what Gizelle expects from Robyn. It's no different than what Candiace expects from Karen and what Candiace expects from Wendy, to be on my side and have my back. Y'all are just mad that somebody is doing that for Monique.
I'm definitely in my feelings that Ashley is doing that for Monique. But if that's your friend, that's what you want to do, cool. But it's like, if you felt that threatened and you felt such a way about what Candiace did, you should have pressed charges on her when she threw the butter knife at your ass. Why you ain't writing no statement?
But you know what? At the same token, I could say the same for Candiace. Candiace admitted she waited a couple of weeks before she filed charges. So my thing is, if you such a victim and you got PTSD at night and you sticking too tight, sorry ass sticky notes all on your damn wall, about you good and you okay. So I mean, the same thing could be said about her too.
I agree. I would agree with that. I feel like she I don't think she wanted to do that. I think that was vindictive of her to do that. And I also think her mom played a heavy role in her. I
agree with that.
Putting that out there. And it's like, if you didn't want to, it's like you easily persuaded. Like, if that's not what you wanted and you wanted to wait on an apology, you could have. You know what I'm saying? But
so now it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's not Ashley filing charges though. Ashley is just saying this bitch threw a butter knife at me before. Right. That's all she's saying.
And that's really, to me, I feel like that's really because, bitch, I don't like you. I still got unresolved issues with you. I feel like that's the main thing. But don't try and make it seem like I'm doing this because that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, bitch.
I think it's a little bit of both.
I don't like you.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think I kind of don't like you. I'm trying to get better, but I kind of don't like you. And I also want to do this for my friend because she had the booty grabbing video.
Boom.
Right.
Yep.
It's a little bit of both.
But I do think that it would be more respectful if Ashley would just flat out say, I don't like you, so therefore I'm gonna write this statement against your ass because I don't fuck with you like that.
Yeah.
Let's just
She's like, I genuinely love you, babe. You know what I'm saying? You know, when she calls people babe, I genuinely love you, babe, and I really want to be there for you.
And I'm like, why would you sit at this table and tell this girl, I genuinely care about you and your motherhood? But bitch, I just wrote a whole statement on your ass over here in the court.
Right.
It's like, don't say that. That's why I can't deal with Ashley and her shit. You sit at this table and you be fake as hell, and then I just can't.
Ashley definitely white
stand
the situation.
Yes.
Exactly. Like, you know, you don't like her. Just say that. Don't you know? Stop sugarcoating. Let's keep it 100.
But but to me, I think Candiace and Ashley are both being fake. As I said in my review, I think they both being fake because Candiace acting like she fuck with Ashley when she knows she fucking don't. Ashley know that she don't fuck with Candiace, but all up in her grill like she do. Bitch, just say you don't fuck with them and y'all don't fuck with each other and just move on.
But they're on the show, so it's a fake it till you make it type of situation. You know what I'm saying?
That's how I feel Candiace is with Karen. She knows she feel a way about her ass, but she just be faking it like, hey, everything's good.
That's so unfair,
but she really mad with her.
That's so unfair because Karen had her back when she really didn't have to last season. When Candiace was getting into it with every damn body and getting all in pregnant ass Monique's face and all of that. Karen was the one that was by her side no matter what. And she has the audacity to be mad because Karen is doing the same thing for Monique this season. Like, I just think that it's ridiculous and it's childish. And she needs to get over it.
That's what I feel about Candiace. Like, I can't vibe with her.
I like her. I just don't like that she acts like a child.
I tried to like her, but girl, I can't go out to the clubs with you. If I go out here and windmill out here, you ain't gonna do nothing but cower and fear in the corner. I don't chill with no women like that.
She's gonna hold the glass and read while you're fighting.
Yes, and I can't deal with that. So it's just like, I deal with you from over there.
That's the way you should have dealt with Monique from over there.
But the problem that I am having with Candiace is that what I've been having with Candiace is I think that Candiace always expects for someone to take her side. It's always my side, my side, my side, my side.
That's that mama shit, yeah.
And I don't like that because if you know, for example, I am friends with people that don't fucking like each other. And they know how to put me in no predicament where I gotta choose. You know what I mean? If I gotta choose between y'all, I just won't fuck with now one of y'all. Because your problem with this person ain't got nothing to do with me. So why do I need to choose a side in your issue? It's not my issue, it's y'all issue. So why do I need to choose a side? So what I don't like about it is, okay, Candiace and Monique got into a fight. Candiace feels some way about the fight. I'm friends with both Candiace and Monique. I got to be there for the both of them. Candiace is saying that she's traumatized by this fight, so I need to be there for her. Monique don't really have nobody in her corner at all, so I got to be. It's already bad enough that both of Karen's friends got into a physical altercation, but at the same time, it's even worse when one of those friends basically try to make me choose a side. It's like Candiace, to me, she won't be happy unless everybody turns on Monique, and I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
I've been saying I feel like this is happening this way because when they all gang together and tried to say that their baby won't go be Christmas and that won't gonna work, I feel like now that this happened, now they're like, okay, that ain't gonna work, but this gonna work. And that's why they trying so damn hard to get Karen and Ashley on their side. That's how I feel.
I agree.
The reason why Karen brought up charges is because when she was talking to Candiace, she said that if it was her in the situation, she would press charges. And the reason why she said that she would press charges is because Karen knows that she ain't about that life. She's not gonna fight. So if somebody put their hands on her, she's going to press charges. That was the realest thing she could have said. Because if she know that she don't fight, she knows she gonna press charges. That's what she told Candiace.
Another part of that though, another part of that is the fact that you can't even imagine Karen getting in somebody's face.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't even imagine her doing that because she's not gonna do that. You know why? Because she can't fight. Candiace's problem is that she don't know how to stop to protect her own face. Like at some point, you gotta stop so that you don't get hit. But see, people like Candiace and a lot of other people who don't agree with this, y'all to me, y'all are all the same type of people. Y'all think y'all can say shit and that there's no consequences to that. The world doesn't work that way.
Right.
Your words have power. So you have to be careful just as much with your physicality as you have to be with your verbal. Watch what you say and keep your hands to yourself. Everybody.
What did Candiace say besides drag me? Was that enough?
Getting
Yeah.
in her face and saying drag me is enough.
Yeah, that's enough.
Around my way.
That's enough.
Around my way.
Now, you were saying
Do it. Drag me. You're going to get hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't want to stay over here.
That's how I grew up. My parents always told me, you can have as much mouth as you want, but you better damn well make sure you can back it up because everybody ain't down for the rah. They can't do this, but they damn sure know how to do this. You better be prepared for whatever comes after that. That's how I
think Candiace just wasn't expecting it to go that far. Because people have, like Robyn, have gotten in Monique's face before, and Candiace is used to her behavior of being able to pop off how she wants to. She didn't see that coming. I didn't see it coming. I thought they was just gonna do what they always do, talk shit back and forth, and it went a little left, a whole lot left.
I think you can't always count on the fact that it won't go that left, specifically when people are drinking and when there's all this underlying animosity that's not being talked about. You know what I'm saying?
Well, in real life, yeah. But on this reality show, we talking about Bravo. We're not talking about like VH1 and what we're used to seeing. I'm not used to seeing that on these type of shows.
We not
speak on the black franchises because I only watch Atlanta Housewives.
That's good enough.
Potomac, and I haven't seen like even with Atlanta. I would expect them to be dragging each other outside of Portia because she ain't had no drink in her hand. She wasn't even doing it at all. She dragged the shit out of her.
I mean, listen, I just kind of feel like, of course, that's not what we want to see, but ultimately it happens. And it happens on Bravo, just like it happens anywhere else. People lose their temper. And I just think that everybody should just be a little bit more mindful about respecting each other's personal space when they talking shit. That's all.
And and for me, this is the stance that I have with it, because when I said what I said, people were trying to make it out like I was just defending Monique and just, not really taking into consideration what Candiace had going on. This is what I was saying, because I was team nobody with this fight. I keep saying this. But when I look at these reality shows, I talk about it as if I put myself in their situation. So this is what I'm saying. I never said that Monique was right for putting her hands on Candiace. Never did I say that. I never once said she was right. I always said just because the person said drag me does not mean you're supposed to just drag them. But on the flip side, if it was me and I know I don't want to fight, I don't want none of that smoke, I ain't gonna tell nobody to drag me. Because for me, it's like, you never know. You can't. It goes back to, you can't underestimate your opponent. Some people may walk away. Some people won't. If I tell somebody to drag me,
that's where the smarts come in.
Right.
We've been in fights before. We've been into fights. We fought people before, so we know that there's a level to which you gotta step back, or it's going to get physical. Candiace, to me, is the issue because you don't learn from the mistake. Like, I'm still not over the fact that she told that man, I'm waiting for him to die, and then he died.
Yeah, me neither.
I'm still not over that. So to me, I feel like Monique ain't put her hands on nobody else. You still running your mouth to your detriment. Learn a lesson. That's all I'm saying.
And that's the thing that pisses me off the most about
I think she said, I think she did say that.
She did. But that's the thing that pisses me off the most about the 4 Rat Pack over there, because my whole thing is Monique fought Candiace. Monique didn't fight Thick Weaves, Tacky Jezebel, or Great Dane, aka Robyn. So I don't understand why they just so dead set on, oh my God, she's a danger. She's a danger. She's this, she's that. I'm like, a danger to who? Because if anybody should have got their ass whooped, it really should have been Gizelle. Let's just be real.
Yeah. She pulled Monique. She pulled Monique, and everybody keeps ignoring it. She pulled Monique when they were in that fight, and Monique thought that was Candiace, and that's why she pulled Candiace's hair.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was Robyn. I thought somebody was like pushing her back to
Robyn was over here.
Yes,
Robyn was like this. Gizelle was right behind Candiace. Not in between them, behind her.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me respond to the comment that I see in here. But it isn't, but hold on, wait a minute. How isn't it not any balance on the panel? Because okay, this is the part. Someone said it's no balance up here, and I don't see how it isn't. I don't think that we're all agreeing with one another. I think everybody has a difference of opinion up here. I don't think that anybody is up here necessarily choosing a team, so to speak. We're all talking about, because there's a lot of things I disagree with up here. So I don't understand why anyone is saying there's no balance up here. I don't get it. I guess it's like this is the thing that annoys me. This whole thing, like, it's like we're holding everyone accountable on the panel. Like, we're holding all the people on the show accountable, but it just seems like that's not enough.
Where do you get balance from? That commenter. Do you get balance on Fox? Do you get balance on CNN? Do you get balance on MSNBC? Like, at the end of the day, we don't all have the same opinion, but I think a lot of us can arrive to the same place that everybody played a part. If you don't like that, I don't understand how everybody playing a part is not balanced. Make sense for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand.
And I will say this to the day I die. One, Joshua Cordell, I see you in the comments. I think we family because my peoples are Cordell. We'll talk about that later. Two, I still honestly feel like Gizelle is responsible for all of this shit. And I don't care how nobody else
feels. I feel differently about that.
All of this is Gizelle's fault. I do. Because I felt like Gizelle knew she was stirring the pot when she went back with that little piece of tea that Ashley told her. Which I don't understand why Ashley told her that. I mean, I'm still.
And that's why I feel like Ashley was the culprit, because Ashley already had this issue with Candiace, hence the reason she got even closer with Monique. So the same way Monique was feeling about Charisse and Candiace, I feel that way about Ashley and Monique. So Ashley knew exactly who to tell, which is Gizelle. And Gizelle, she put that battery in Gizelle back, and she went and she sailed off into the sunset to do what she needed to do. So I feel like the culprit is Ashley, but don't nobody want to see that because everybody has so much dislike.
Oh no! I could definitely see how Ashley was being messy and trying to cause drama between Candiace and Monique by telling Gizelle that and knowing that she would go back. I could definitely see that. I just also feel like when you look at the bigger picture, Gizelle has been pulling a lot of people's strings for a minute now. So to me, it's kind of not as much Ashley's responsibility because Ashley's being messy, but Gizelle is like behind the scenes trying to get people kicked off the show. So I think that takes it to another level than Ashley.
Giselle,
well, let's just say this. Well, let's just say this. Gizelle and Ashley are both to blame. I think they both share.
I can take that. Yeah.
So
I can take that.
I think that'll be the safest thing if we just all say Gizelle and Ashley, because they both played a part. Because Ashley told Gizelle, knowing that Gizelle was gonna bring it back to the group, and then Gizelle brought it back to the group. So it's like both of them are the reason why they fell out. Because I've been saying that from the very beginning though. I always felt like Gizelle was a part of the reason why this shit started, which is why I was dragging Monique at the beginning of the season. Because I felt
like she let Gizelle get in her head.
Right.
Yeah, I think
what it is about Giselle.
Yeah, I felt like her anger towards Candiace was pretty much misplaced. I felt like, because if you sitting up here saying that Gizelle was a part of a plot to bring some rumors to the show, why are you sitting here having lunch with this bitch, high-fiving this bitch and all this other stuff? Why are you even doing that? And then on top of that, go ahead, Jamie.
That's why be making it for me. Just for me, it makes it hard for me to believe some of the stuff Monique says when they had this whole plot, but you sat down and you engaged with this lady. You threw shade at Ashley, but right after, I'm not Ashley, but Candiace, right after the dinner, you like, girl, I had to do it. I'm just playing, I had to do it. Then you turn around and you get in a photo with your nemesis standing right next to her. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, girl, something not adding up. It's a few lies in here, and I just want you to be honest because it's hard for me to like you.
Okay, all right, got that.
So do you think that Candiace and Monique were the two that got played?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I was so upset with Monique and Candiace, because I said, instead of fighting each other, y'all need to double team Gizelle ass, to be honest with y'all.
But here's the thing.
Needs to be called out.
She does.
Yes, they do.
But here's the thing, and I think everybody keeps forgetting this, and Monique has said this before. I don't care about somebody I don't like. I'm going to meet up with you to do my job. I don't like you. I know that. You don't like me, whatever. But I trusted Candiace, and Candiace turns out to not be the person I thought she was. I'm more upset with Candiace than I am with somebody who I don't really give a shit about. So I do get that. But I also feel where y'all coming from with like, okay, so why you know, but y'all know how it is. You take pictures with somebody, that don't mean you like them or you talk to them. That just mean that bitch jumped in my picture, like, whatever. But
I'm sorry, but I can't take no picture with no bitch I don't like.
I'm with I can't do it, and this ain't no promo shot. So, bitch, I don't fuck with you. I don't like you. I'm not. When y'all done, or when we're done, you can get in this photo, or I'll get in when you like. It wasn't a requirement for her to be in that photo with Charisse, so that makes me be like, girl, that was a decision you chose to make. So you probably want that friendship back. You're not as mad as you making it seem. So I mean, like, what's tea? You stood right next to her. You could have went somewhere else.
What would be the point of that, though? What would be the point of, like, pretending to be mad at her if she really not mad at her?
It's not a pretend. It's just, I don't like you. If you don't like her, why are you in the photo? Just go somewhere else. Don't be in it.
And speaking of Charisse, how do y'all feel about Charisse's whole thing being involved in this plot? Like, do y'all believe it? Or is it just...
she wasn't.
Yeah. No,
so
I believe that.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I believe she definitely. I'm gonna tell you what Charisse's part. Charisse's part was just being a part of the conversation about, the baby not being and it being somebody else because she was cheating with the trainer. They was probably all on three-way or some shit, running their mouth about Monique. So I do think Charisse was involved to that extent, but it doesn't even really matter at this point. She's not on the show. So who cares about Charisse? This was more so about, I'm mad at Charisse. Candiace looked like she's trying to be friends with her because me and her had beef. And Candiace was being passive aggressive by like, let me buddy up to Charisse. And then it was like, well, Candiace and Charisse have been friends. And I'm like, well, bitch, since when? So I feel like it's a lot of shady shit going on and people are bothered, but they want to act like they're not bothered by it. I think it's a lot of that shit going on too.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that everybody had their own little shady part in it. Because honestly, like I when I first saw it, I was confused. I'm like, what's going on between Candiace and Monique? Like, how did this, from the drama that's coming from Charisse, like how did y'all get in, are getting into it? But I feel like everybody said something negative and everybody was like being shady on all ends. Because it never
and at the beginning of the season, I felt like Monique, all of this could have been prevented if you would have just sat down and talked to Candiace about the situation. If y'all are friends like you said you was, then maybe you should have talked to her about it, because it's just like, if I got an issue with Terrence, I'm not about to talk to my arch nemesis about the situation. I'm going to talk to Terrence about it because that's my friend.
But that goes on both sides, though. That goes on both sides, because I remember at the beginning of the season, we saw Monique try to talk to Candiace, and Candiace was like, I don't want to talk. So it was like, I feel like whenever one person wanted to talk, the other person didn't want to talk. So they just wasn't, on the same page. So it's hard to, sit down and resolve shit when I'm mad, then you mad, you know what I mean? So I just think it was a lot of people making a situation even worse than it already was. And of course, it's people not being mature about the situation. I don't think anybody is a victim. I don't think anybody, is not at fault in all of this messy shit. I think everybody handled it wrong in one way or another. Monique should have kept her hands to herself. Candiace shouldn't have, allowed them to buck her head up and put that battery in her back and doing all of this extra shit. You know what I'm saying? And child, I don't even know what to say about Gizelle and Robyn, because I feel like they just gonna be whoever they are in the situation, no matter what. They gonna be bone carrying messy bitches, and there's nothing we can do about it.
But you know what? I still feel like if Robyn would just fall out of Gizelle pussy for at least 1 or 2 episodes,
that's not gonna happen.
Then I'll be able to stomach her, because I honestly feel like the only reason. Yeah, but I feel like the only reason why she's not like that with Monique is because of her loyalty to Gizelle. That's how I
loyalty. It's too much damn loyalty. You can't even speak your mind without this bitch giving you the set on.
Yeah. And I feel like if she just get from under Giselle's puss, I can stomach her better. It's just like, it reminds me so much of Evelyn and Jen. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, Robyn needs therapy. Robyn needs therapy, because I think she's codependent on wine, then she codependent on Gizelle. She can never just stand on her own 2 feet, and then she pretends to stand on her own 2 feet and put herself in debt. Like I don't know. She needs to get it together.
Because to me, I feel like this. Go ahead, Jamie. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I see heavily why y'all would blame Gizelle, because when y'all mentioned about Candiace and Monique having the conversation, I do feel like Gizelle played a strong role in that not happening when she was feeding her the information. So she couldn't really, you know what I'm saying? Because that whatever she probably was feeling about her, which could have been so simple to talk about, it was an added layer that came onto that from Gizelle. So it's like, oh, I ain't doing her.
And that's the same thing with the fight too. I mean,
you feel that? Say that again.
I think it's the same thing with the fight. Gizelle added like an extra layer in there that escalated the situation.
I guess I thought differently about that. I'm not team Candiace, because I'm not like a stan of Candiace, but I felt like Monique was wrong. That whole situation, because for me, I know you guys are like focusing on the fight directly itself. I feel like your aggression, you brought that aggression to her, and it ain't have shit to do with her. Like this whole time you've been, and you even sat down with your pastor and you said that, like, and you cried and said this had nothing. So that's why I feel like she was in the wrong, because you didn't handle your emotions how you needed to. And then not only did you attack her, you ran around the barn and you was ready to kill her.
Well, I won't mad at Monique, because if I done already put your ass, and then you still sitting there talking shit as if you whipped my ass, then I'm ready to kick your ass again. I totally understood Monique in that moment, because you're not about to sit here and talk all of this shit as if you did anything to me. That's what we not gonna do.
I don't think anybody is saying that Monique isn't wrong. I don't think anybody's saying that Monique isn't wrong. I just think we also think that Candiace played a part in why she got hit.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. But Monique is definitely like deflecting and having issues in her marriage and in her relationship, and then the girls on the show not liking her taps into a childhood trigger of not being liked and being picked on. Like, we see all of that shit. But we also feel like nobody is holding Candiace accountable in the group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For saying drag me, Monique.
A bunch of things. It wasn't just drag me, Monique, hood rat bitch and all of that shit. You can get loud in this restaurant, but I'm the hood rat. It wasn't just.
You already got dragged by the time shit. When you mad, you didn't got your ass beat. You probably gonna say a lot of shit.
But she was talking shit before then. But they were both in the restaurant screaming and hollering at each other. I don't understand how it's just Monique if Candiace also is going back and forth with her as well.
Monique
and they
got
all got
mad.
in each other's face and they touch each other, and it's just one person whips the other person's ass. So now the other person is completely absolved of responsibility.
I think,
in my opinion,
okay.
Yeah.
Listen,
let me say this. Now, hearing Jamie and Bondy's assessment, let me tell y'all what I think about the assessment of y'all too. I do agree with Jamie as far as the way Monique was handling this whole situation leading up to the fight was absolutely fucked up. She was kind of poking the bear. She was kind of picking at the girl even after she would constantly apologize. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Candiace was apologizing quite a bit this season before the fight happened. So she was.
And she tried to walk away up until that moment.
That's true.
And Candiace did try to walk away from every situation, and Monique did come across as a bully, you know, poking at Candiace. She did come across when you think about it. I do agree with Jamie on that part. But when it comes down to the fight itself, I do think that there are I think they both played a part in the fight situation. I do. I just think that Monique took it to the next level by putting her hands on her. I do think that they both engaged each other. It's just like, I just look at it like, I think that's where people get me mixed up at, and when they call me biased in this particular situation, because I don't just put the blame just on Monique when it comes down to the fight. Now, everything leading up to the fight, that's all on Monique. She did all of that. But when it comes down to the fight, I do feel like they both had a part in it. Sometimes when you run your mouth a lot, it can get you hit. It's not right, but that's just real life. Like, I mean, to be honest, because I know I should have got my block knocked out a long time ago for what I fucking said to people. But that's just me. However, I'm not necessarily saying it was the correct move to fight her. I'm not saying it. But I just look at things in a real life lens. Like, it's two people going back and forth fighting, and it's getting elevated and elevated and elevated. And you turn around and you say, "Are you gonna drag me?" I feel like that just.
And to your praise, Scotty, and I say it to my channel all the time. I learned that lesson back in 1991 on My Brother and Me. When he said, hit me. What happened? Bitch, I got hit. So I learned that lesson way back then. And I'm going to leave it alone. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but, but I'm not, and I never said that Candiace got what she deserved. I never said that that's what I never said
that either. And I also never said that Monique didn't play a part. Like, if anybody actually watched my reviews, I said that Monique did way too much on that trip. Candiace tried to walk away several times, and Monique just kept going in. And it's like, just say what the fuck you gotta say. Stop with all of this getting mad at her about what Ashley and them had going on and all of that. All of that shit was deflection. We can all admit that. But at the end of the day, when we all walked into the bar and we all started drinking and we all got loud and we all got ignorant and in each other's faces and embarrassed all the black people in the restaurant, we did that together. And that's my whole thing. But outside of that, I feel that we can definitely see Monique's part in the blame for everything that went down. Yes. And that's why she's the one that's off the trip. That's why she's the one who's having to get that ass sat down for a few episodes and all that. But behind the scenes, we know that other people played a part as well. And Candiace was not attacked. Candiace just got her ass whipped. It's not an attack. Attack is, I'm sitting here minding my business and you come out of nowhere and hit me upside the head. Not, I'm in your face telling you to hit me and then you hit me. Like,
and I also think like Candiace going to the authorities was only because she got embarrassed. I feel like she got embarrassed that she got an ass whooped. Fine, here's how I'm gonna get you. And what then was she got so upset about Monique countersuing. I'm like, well, bitch, why is you mad? If I was Monique, I would have did the same thing. This woman got a whole family.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm gonna say this to this comment that's on the screen. I'm not saying that's what you're supposed to do. I really feel like y'all really be missing what people be saying.
I think y'all taking it too far. Because at the end of the day, if somebody got a gun in their hand and you tell them, if somebody got a gun in their hand and you tell them to shoot you, shoot me, something's wrong with your ass at the end of the day. Okay? I'm not telling nobody with a gun in their hand to shoot me.
To shoot them. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. I have to explain this all the time. I'm not saying just because a person says drag me, that means you're supposed to do it. I said that already. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if I know I don't want to fight, and I know that I'm not with the fighting, and I know that I'm not violent, I'm not going to tell nobody to hit me. I'm not going to tell nobody to drag me because I don't know what the person in front of me is capable of. That's
and what their triggers are.
I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that.
And once people finally get her up off of me, I'm not about to be standing there still talking shit as if I don't want a damn fight. I'm just gonna keep my mouth closed.
Yeah,
like I said.
I've been in altercations where someone said, "Well, whoop my ass then," and I knew I didn't want to fight them. I turned my ass. I walked the fuck away. That's what Monique should have done. Walk the fuck away. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is. Like that's my whole thing. When people hear me say that doesn't give you the go ahead. I just said it doesn't give you the go ahead. What the hell are you talking about? Are you hearing anything I'm saying?
Listen, Scotty, you gotta stop because people. I feel like on YouTube, people like to say shit just to aggravate you. They know what the hell we saying. They just want to say shit. They know what you're saying, but they just want to aggravate you because they don't agree with you. At the end of the day, we can agree to disagree, and that's the problem. Now that y'all don't know how to hear people out without taking it to offense and taking it so hard. It ain't that deep, y'all. It's a reality show. Okay. Do you see any of us on the internet fighting anywhere? No. What the hell?
My whole thing is, listen.
I don't have to be a housewife to say what I'm saying. Like, just because. Wait a minute, Terrence. Let me say this first. I don't have to be a housewife of Troy. A fight happens in real life. And it's all about street smarts at the end of the day. Like I say, if I'm in a verbal altercation with someone and I know I don't want to fight, I'm not going to tell nobody to hit me. I'm not going to tell nobody to drag me. I'm not going to do that if I don't want to fight. That doesn't mean if I'm saying if this person telling me to drag them, that means you're supposed to do it. I have many people tell me, well, hit me. I didn't touch them because I didn't want to fight them in the first place. I walked the fuck away. But just because she told Monique to drag her and Monique drug her, that's not me saying that Candiace deserved to get her ass. That's not what I'm saying. You do have to look at it from both angles instead of looking at it as one side. And I think that's the issue here. Everybody wants to look at one side instead of looking at it from all sides of the spectrum, and that's just not
It went to court. And what the judge said is both of them had a responsibility to walk away, and neither one of them did. So guess what? Both of y'all are at fault, and I'm throwing it out. I don't understand why we can't have an understanding that both people played a part on YouTube if a damn judge can understand that.
Right.
I don't understand why we can't just say, yes, Monique was wrong for being physical. Candiace was wrong for being so antagonistic in a situation where you wasn't really about that life. That's all. That's it. Everybody. That's it. I don't understand why that's so hard.
Listen, the only winner of that fight was that wig that was cemented down on Candiace's scalp because that ain't go nowhere. Do you hear me?
And she was holding it. She had a drink in her hand, and she was like, "Not the wig.
Listen."
Not the wig.
Well, whoever need to get one, y'all need to hit up whoever did her.
Right, I was just about to say that.
Nowhere. Do you hear me?
She needs to start selling bonding glue or some shit, girl. You better turn this into a business.
It goes back to what I've been saying from the very beginning. Like, it ain't about being from the streets either, because I don't ever to be from those streets. It ain't about all that. It's about having street smart. You can have street smarts and not be from the streets. Let's be clear.
Street adjacent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hood adjacent. I grew up in a cul-de-sac. And in that cul-de-sac, you can still get your ass whipped if you do too much.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like with the Candiace and Monique situation with the lawsuit thing. I never came at Candiace in my reviews for charges. Even though me personally, I've been in fights before. I've never filed charges against no one I fought before. I haven't been in that many fights, let me make that clear. But I've been in fights before and I've never had no charges against me. Or I never filed any charges against the
Yeah, right.
But I can understand why she would, being where she's from and being how she was raised. That's what they do. They file charges. You know what I mean? So I don't.
It is her legal right to do that, but then don't get mad when somebody uses their legal right to counter-sue your ass to get out the situation. Mm-hmm. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Candiace, how do y'all feel about her playing up this PTSD and going to therapy? And this was very traumatic for me. And
she been needing therapy.
Because, you know, now after this, I'm strong enough to bear kids with her barren ass. How do y'all feel about her with all that?
Harsh.
Because to me, it's bullshit. That's the real reason why I'm not seeing it for Candiace, because Robyn wants to talk about how Monique wants you to assassinate Candiace's character. That's what Candiace been doing to Monique this whole time. I feel threatened. I've been attacked. She's dangerous. She's unpredictable. Is that not assassinating somebody's character?
Yes. I think so. I think it's going far and going deep
that way. Yeah.
I mean, when you say you don't care if somebody goes to jail and you ain't even have a black eye, bitch. Like, you barely had a knot on your head and you want her to go to jail for that? I think that's a bit much. But, you know, that's just my personal opinion. But like I said, I feel like Candiace had the right to press charges. And I feel like what happens after that is Monique's right to counsel sue. But I'm just glad it got thrown out because I feel like it's a reality show. And I do think they put y'all in situations for y'all to lose y'all shit. And sometimes people don't keep it together. Sometimes people don't just walk away. Sometimes the alcohol and all of the other shit that goes along with being on a reality show, I think people lose themselves in that. And I think that's what happened with Monique and Candiace. They forgot that this is a reality show and that it ain't that deep. But I also think that people took it that deep when they made it about Monique's kid and her husband and all of that shit. So, you know, it went to a place it didn't have to go to, but this is their best season. I mean, we can't deny that. This shit
true. It is a good season.
I think Candiace's PTSD situation, she's just playing that up to get Bondy off the show, I think. You know what I'm saying? To get
get some money.
And in her favor. And I was shocked at how she responded, in a sense. Shocked, but not shocked. Because her husband, I was him the whole time. Like, just laid back. Because he told, like, we already knew this, though. Like, whenever you're working with an attorney, they going to tell you what could possibly happen. So for her to blow that up, like, you bitch, you this, it's like, girl, this man just sat up here and told you what could possibly happen. So I don't even know why you acting out like this. So, I mean, she's just doing that to try and get this lady off the show, child.
Why y'all comparing what we do on YouTube to them getting in each other's face and getting into a fight? Like, we get paid to do this. Do you think that commentators on what CNN or Fox Sports or anywhere where they commentate about anything, do you think that then means people should be able to come and attack them because they critiqued whatever they was doing on the show? Like, y'all are being so ridiculous. Comparing what we do to them getting in each other's faces.
Ain't that the same thing Thick Weave did? Tried to compare what she had going on when they was at Karen house. Ain't that the same thing she did? People come at me and talk about my family when I'm on CNN. I said, girl, that ain't the same thing, child.
It's really not. The physical, and that's the thing people don't understand that a lot of us are saying when we say it's the street smart thing. We're talking about getting in somebody's personal space. A lot of us grew up feeling like I have a bubble. If you get inside my bubble, either I'm allowing you in it or you're like coming at me and now I'm uncomfortable. Okay? So us being online talking shit, whatever we do, and first of all, I feel like I ain't never said nothing that bad. Like, calm the hell down. If you don't want to be critiqued, don't get on reality television, for one. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all know what this is when y'all get on these shows. That's why you don't see none of our personal business out there. We're not on reality shows. We get paid to commentate. There's a difference between commentating and getting in somebody's face and saying, drag me and fuck you and whatever you gonna do. And that's not what we doing. That's not what's happening in these boxes here.
Well, I feel like if they want to fight, I feel like if they want to fight me about something, I probably them then. Okay.
Oh, but child, I'm 32 years old. I'm not nobody. I'm gonna run you over with my Buick. Period.
I'm not gonna fight.
You understand me? I'm not about to fight nobody. I'm too old for that. That was back in high school.
I said what I said, and if you want to get shot about it, run up.
Okay.
I live in the stands of Brown State.
Anybody got no time for that, girl?
I don't understand why that's even being asked when we never said that it was the correct way to handle it by fighting. We all said that that's not right. So I don't understand why we're being. We all
see what I mean. They just want to fight with us. That's what that is. Y'all just want us to go off on y'all. Y'all must enjoy getting cussed out by people online. Because y'all are itching to me cursing somebody the fuck out. That's why I'm not even in the chat right now. Say something else stupid to us. Because all y'all be talking that shit, but y'all ain't gonna pull up nowhere neither. All of that. Oh, y'all talking. How would y'all feel if somebody wanted to fight y'all? Y'all be in comments on Shade Room running y'all fucking mouth every day like y'all get paid to, and you don't. Is anybody gonna run up on you and try to find you from your IP address with your little fake Instagram page with no post so you can go and aggravate the shit out of us all day?
And not to mention, I don't see none of them in my comments when these hoes on Love and Hip Hop fight or these hoes on Black Youth Crew. They don't be in my comments. Oh, they need to be fired. She needs to go to jail. They need to do this. They need to do that. So, and I tell them that all the time. I say the same people they're saying this about this show. I want to see y'all, the same people, come in my comments when a fight happened on Love and Hip Hop, and I want y'all to keep that same energy.
Y'all don't never want all of this for the white ladies that be coked out, slapping the shit out of each other on OC or whatever the white girls do on their shows. They fight all the time. Jersey Shore, 45 years old, about to fight again on a reality show, and I don't see nobody asking them to get thrown in jail.
Right. They be in the comments like, oh, I can't wait till next week when so-and-so fight so-and-so. So my thing is, what's the difference?
Racial.
I mean, listen. Didn't nobody try to fight us? But hell, we just had someone do a whole interview about us because we was talking about a web series.
Is that wrong?
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say their name. I will talk.
I'll say
we discussed the dead up here, child. That bitch is dead.
Yeah, we'll talk about because we was
got that Beyonce package. Don't know how to act, huh? He got that Beyonce package. Don't know how to act. I swear, you give a nigga an Adidas jumpsuit to roll around in, he don't know how to act no more, boy.
Okay. Speaking of not knowing how to act. How do y'all feel about this fake, phony, fraudulent ass storyline that Tacky Jezebel got with Ram Dr. Hunchamal and all of his hunchicity? How do y'all feel about him? Because I said in my review all the time, I got 3 of his baby mamas that's in my phone right now with a whole bunch of text messages, screenshots, emails, and they've been giving me this before the show aired. So I always said, bitch, hit me up if you need to know somebody to go at Gizelle with, because girl, I got him.
And that's what I'm not understanding. Like, you have your key is horrible. Like, you trying to be in everybody else's business, being messy, and yo baby daddy messing with everybody in Atlanta. Like, make it make sense.
And your kids don't like him
at all.
Your kids don't like their own dad
at all. Yeah. What's the tea, y'all? It's just a couple of the people that he done laid down with, and they've been sending me all kind of pictures and text messages and screenshots and voice recorders and but that ain't none of y'all business. I'm just letting y'all know.
Screenshots. Listen, is it impressive?
It is. One of them actually just did an interview with some lady. I don't know who the lady is, but we follow each other. She just did one. And everything that she told the lady lined up with everything that I got in my phone. That's why I don't understand why Gizelle ain't treading lightly. Because you done brought this man up here, and baby, all of his tea is coming out. It
don't look like they really go together. When they hugged at that airport, they pelvis didn't touch. And I don't know about y'all, but if I hug somebody, I'm screwing. Our pelvis is touched every time. And I didn't see no pelvis touch in that hug between Gizelle and Jamal. So I don't really think they together. I just think they like being on reality TV.
That's true. I can see that.
You think so? Because I heard on the streets that membership from Jamal's church has been waning because of him being on this show and putting up this facade with Gizelle, because they don't like Gizelle.
Why
and
would
I said, what? I said, new birth got integrity. I never would have known it.
Lord have mercy. We fall down.
Listen. What? Okay. So it was something else I was about to ask in regards to Potomac. As far as the reunion goes.
Ooh,
wait.
Yes.
Wait, before we get to the reunion, because I feel like that's the last thing. But Robyn talking about Karen, Ray's penis. Come on, y'all.
Oh God.
Why she did that? That was terrible.
Child, Ray's penis don't even get hard, girl. And I'm more than sure if they do when he skeet powder, dust, cobwebs, mothballs. Like, I refuse to believe that him and Karen is even having sex at this point.
I didn't need to hear from Robyn in the confessional about how she hates his peen. I was just like, why would you say that on national television like that? You wouldn't want nobody to say that about your man and whatever his peen is doing. Why would you say that in the confessional?
Well, my thing to Robyn is, if that's the case, Juan hate her with puss because he giving it the dick to everybody but her. That's the way I see it. And I don't care what nobody say. I don't believe they running around there hunching like that. I don't. I still feel like Juan is doing whatever he wants to do. I do.
I do too.
Yeah, I feel like this though. Like when Gizelle and Robyn were sitting up there talking about that, I was like, now y'all wonder why Karen don't really fuck with y'all like that. This is why she don't fuck with y'all like that. This is why she don't fuck with y'all like that.
Terrible, y'all.
But
it was Karen's fault though. Because when Karen told them the situation that happened with her paying off his taxes and, how he wants the old Karen back. And I said in my review, I said, Karen, the minute that they get together to laugh and kiki and cackle at you, they are. And that's exactly what they did at doing the poolside. That's exactly what they did. I said, why are you steady telling your business to these women?
Because the producers told her she need to start telling.
She
used to be private, and it makes sense why she was. That's why I felt the same. That's why I felt that way about Gizelle and whatever she got going on. Like Karen used to be private because look at what y'all do. Hence, now the roles have flipped. Gizelle is private because she sees what the hell they can do.
Yeah.
So,
I'm waiting for somebody to make a T-shirt that say her man live in her phone.
Now, she may have a T-shirt for her at the reunion now. Okay.
Look, she should.
I wonder if Jamal's gonna be at the reunion though. We get to the reunion. Just abort mission. I'll wait till we talk about it.
No, we can go ahead and go with it now.
With that damn T-shirt on, I'm gonna be to the bed dead. Do y'all hear me? I'm gonna be to the bed dead if Monique show up with a T-shirt that say your man live in your phone. I'm dead. That's the reunion. Go ahead and end
it. Did y'all hear anything? What happened at the reunion? Like, what's the tea? I heard somebody was exposed.
Yeah, I did hear that someone was exposed. I did hear that. I don't know who was exposed.
I heard that it was Gizelle that was exposed. She left the show feeling bad, and Monique left the show feeling vindicated. So we'll see.
Ooh.
Let me find out. Okay.
So are we excited about it being 4 parts?
What they say
No.
they did you
I'm
did for
not
other people.
excited about
Might
it.
well dig it for yourself.
I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah, because Gizelle needs to be exposed more than anybody because that
She
bitch
does.
has
They need
skated
to
by for
step
so
her
many
ass up.
seasons. Like she needs
Right.
to go for real.
Like when she told Karen, "Why are you asking me questions about Jamal? Mind your business." I said, "What?"
When she said, "Are you fucking him?" I was like, "What a minute,
Child,
we
she might
have to take it there."
man up with her.
What Candiace
Better
said?
watch
Oh,
Karen.
fucking.
Right. Look, I love Candiace in that scene. Candiace was enjoying the hell out there, just eating her food.
I wasn't doing the same thing. But they are saying that the reunion is similar to the Housewives of Atlanta reunion when Phaedra got exposed, and that's probably why it's like 4 parts. So I
If
don't know
it's
if it
good,
needs to
then
be
great.
4
If it's good, then
Yeah.
great. But y'all know how it be sometimes.
Yeah, because the first part be boring. Then
Right.
the second part, it kind of it's lukewarm. It don't really get hot to the third part.
The end of
And
the
then they
third
leave us
part.
on a fucking cliffhanger.
Exactly. I was just about to say.
Right. So
People keep
I don't
saying
know.
that to you. When I did my live this morning, people kept saying Candiace was fired, and I said, I don't think so.
Nah, Andy said that he
Andy
likes
already
the
said
cast the way it is.
I don't think
Right.
he gonna. I don't see that happening. I feel like
I hope
Candiace
not.
has played too much of a pivotal role. This with so many different players on the team, so it's like to let her go. It's like, nah, bring her back.
I like everybody on the show except for Wendy. I think we could trade Wendy out for somebody with a little bit more personality,
I
or
agree.
a little something extra. We need something extra.
I want another Karen. I think if they move Wendy to like a friend of the show, I want to see another older lady like Karen.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Running them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Ashley and Candiace and Monique are, I guess considered the young ones, and they do a lot. So an older lady, but who? I don't want Charisse back. Don't bring her back.
I'm gonna tell y'all who Baby Dean is. I keep telling y'all, Baby Dean needs to be the next one. He about Karen's age. And he
don't do that. Leave that baby
Dean. I love Baby Dean.
He's adorable.
He is
too cute.
He did look like Benjamin Button at the beginning, though, but he's adorable.
He looked like he about to graduate Harvard, honey, and I'm all here for my taxes. So I say they need to let Dean do it, and I'll be here.
Man, shout out to Ashley for securing that second bag, though, man.
Yes,
look,
God.
when she announced that second pregnancy, I was like, touche, bitch, touche.
Every time Michael make her look like a fool, she gonna get pregnant again.
I honestly feel like Candiace and Michael might need to go on ahead and divorce, and I'm just gonna be real. I do. I just feel like it done got too much for Ashley had a baby. Yeah. I feel like it probably got too much for her now that she had a baby. She don't want to swing no more. She want to be a mama. And he still want to do what he want to do.
Right.
He do.
Yeah.
Out in the streets, touching boys' booties.
And also that age difference. As much as people think that shit cute, eventually, it creates issues because she's changing and he's expecting her to stay the same. And it's just not going to happen like that.
Ray and Karen? Because isn't Ray like 20 years older than her?
Yeah.
And look, he won't go to Florida. And, she hot in the put. So, yeah.
And I think it's sad because I like Uncle Ben's, but I do feel like it's time for them to go on ahead and do what they need to do. But I like them both. But I agree with that too.
We need a new.
I think with Ray and Karen, I think the issue that I got with them is the fact that Ray was fine when Karen was just a housewife sitting at home. But when she came into her own and started doing her own thing and not just being his housewife, it became an issue for him. He liked her better when she didn't have her own. He
old. He like 100 years old. They from that mindset that women just supposed to be ornaments in their life. She's just supposed to be a fixture that cooks, cleans, and shows up wet. you know, and once she starts to become her own person, and now you showing up as Karen Huger's husband, your ego don't know how to take that. And that's just the truth of the matter. And that's unfortunate, because you would hope that real marriages and relationships have more of an equality about it. Like, you supported me, now I'm gonna support you. But I listen, I also think the sex thing is probably playing more of a part, because she's in her 50s. She ain't tired of fucking yet.
Right. Thank you.
And it's not even, it's not even about saying, oh, I hate his D. It's just them being at two different parts in their life. Because as a woman, I feel like when you tap into your 30s, you be all extra juiced up compared to like your mid to late 20s. So I imagine in your 50s, you probably go through another resurgence of juice. And you know, he on his down end, and she's kind of, you know, in her median, doing her thing and being Karen Huger. So I hope they work it out. But if they don't, then I think there's a Nene Gregg way to handle this.
Yeah. Or Ray can just be, you know, you can have your little thought bop around here or whatever, but that's all it better be. Then it might could work.
Ray finna be like Jamal. Ray finna be in Florida. And Karen gonna be up there.
He gonna be in her phone.
Okay.
You send the Ray to Boca Raton to retire, child. That is where they go.
I am not well, before we move on from Potomac, because I do want to bring on one more thing outside Potomac before we end it. But hold on, wait a minute. All right, listen, let's not put the YouTubers in the chat now, because we don't do that over here. We start bashing the YouTubers, so please let's not.
They bashing me?
Not nobody up here, but it's someone that's not on here. You know,
Child, I just always expect somebody to be mad at me. I'm sorry.
But what I was about to ask you guys before we moved on from Potomac is to close the Potomac topic out. As the season is coming to a close, because we know that it is, I'm gonna go one by one and ask each one of y'all, who do y'all think should stay and why, and who y'all feel should leave and why. If parents love you right now, I'm gonna start with Jamie. So Jamie, who do you think should stay? Well, who are the key people you think should stay, and who are the people you think should leave, or do you have someone that's in between staying or going, they have a chance to really make a mark? Let's just say this.
So I'll say this. At one point, I was really like wanting Monique to get some discipline. Like, if she never came back, I would be fine. She hasn't been on the past few episodes, but some part of me, like, I kind of actually want to see her come back, because I want to see her and Candiace like kind of like make up. So I kind of want to see Monique come back, but I don't want to see nobody really leave, because like I said, I still like Wendy, and I still want to kind of see her redeem herself outside of her talking about her degrees and stuff. She just got to give us a little more substance. So it's nobody to leave. I want everybody to stay.
Terrence, who do you think should be key to stay? And who do you think should go, if you think anyone should go, and why?
You know what? Come on. And I hate to say this, but I honestly feel like nobody should leave. I know y'all shocked, but I feel like, I mean, listen, I feel like at this point, I agree with Andy that they do have the right group of women. But I really want for Monique and Candiace to band together and go against Gizelle and her sister Robyn. I really want Thick Weave to get a mind of her own, because she pisses me off. I want her storyline to be about how her family is the bottom of the totem pole and all the rest of that stuff. Like, I can tolerate her then. Actually need to leave Baby Bean at home. That man working on his memoirs. He ain't got time to be bugging with her. Who else? And I want Gizelle to get a real man. Like, I really want Gizelle to have like a storyline, or I want her and Robyn to fall out, or I want her and Robyn to admit that they bumped cookies like they did at the Savoy Palace, had their room smelling like the inside of the chum bucket. I still say But if they do
God.
that, then I'm for it. And everybody can stay because it will be all new storylines. Y'all don't agree?
Okay.
I don't know if they all going to be storylines, but
I'm gonna just wait for
but
my
I
turn.
get it.
Yeah,
But
Bondy gonna last. She wait.
I think that's everybody. And Karen and Ray, girl, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Karen, I love Ray, but I don't really know what to say about them. I mean, I want Karen to stay, but
Is it me?
I just want to say one quick thing. This. We haven't seen anybody on Potomac actually go through a divorce, right? Everybody has still been with their same husband. So, okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want yeah. Okay, that's good.
Well, that could be Karen and Ray's storyline. There you go.
Go ahead, Josiah. It's your turn.
I guess in my opinion, I feel like that everybody plays a really important role on the show. The only person who I would say who possibly can be demoted is Robyn. I just don't feel like she brings anything. But even Wendy, I would like to see Wendy in another season. Maybe if she can bring, I would like to see her more of her storyline. But yeah, I think everybody brings something to the show.
Okay. So I personally feel like I agree with Josiah that they should demote Wendy. They should demote Robyn. I think this is probably like, okay, season 5 is about to be over with. Season 6 might be the last season that they can have the cast as it is, because they're going to hit a plateau and we're going to get bored. So I feel like there's going to have to be some changes made eventually. And I think that Robyn should be replaced. And she can just be Gizelle's friend to the show, because that's really all she does anyway. Like, her storyline with Juan fell flat because eventually we stopped caring because, nothing ever really happened and Juan didn't want to be on camera. So, that had to, she's not giving anything. And Wendy, I think she's kind of in that same boat where now you've kind of tied yourself to Candiace and what she's going through. So you're more of a friend to the show than you are someone with their own storyline. So I agree. I think those 2 people should be demoted eventually. And I think they should bring on 2 other girls to take those champagne glasses from Robyn and Wendy. But I think Gizelle should stay. I think that Karen should stay. I think Monique and Candiace should stay, if only they can eventually make up, because I think a lot of us want to see them make up, regardless of whether we agree on who's right and who's wrong. I think everybody likes when the 3 of them, Karen, Monique, and Candiace, were like a little clique.
Yeah.
And I like that. So I would kind of like for us to fix the issues next season. Fix the issue between Monique and Candiace and Karen, because I like to see that versus seeing everybody kind of kissing Gizelle's ass. It's not as entertaining when everybody's agreeing with the mean girl.
Right.
Okay, well. Okay, so
who
we're gonna go
want to see replace them to?
Oh,
who would y'all want to see? I'm gonna tell y'all who I honestly want to, and only because I feel like she needs money, and that's Lil Mo.
Is she in the DMV area? Is she?
Nah.
I think so.
Nah.
You don't want to see Lil Mo part of it? Why not?
I think she's too ratchet.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't.
Wendy was back, bitch.
Yes, I was just gonna say y'all need to go talk to Carlos. Okay.
Okay, listen.
It was
Love and Mary Potomac or something. She can't.
Yeah, somewhere else, but don't bring her over here. I think we need to find people we don't know, people with interesting storylines that we don't know, and we don't, and what I mean by that is something along the lines of how they caught us with Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We need a little something, excite us or something.
Well, Lil Mo, sis, I tried.
I love her. Okay, listen, I love her, but this ain't it. This ain't her avenue. This ain't her street.
I mean, because if y'all think Monique fight, Lil Mo gonna fight for real. So no.
Well, I tried, little Mo, because I knew you need the coin, honey. I tried.
Now, who I do think need a coin, and she's a singer, though. I don't know where she's located. I want to know y'all thoughts. Chrisette Michelle.
No, we tried that with her. We tried that with her. She's awkward and kind of weird and shit on camera. I think she needs to just stay in her creative, you know what I'm saying? I come out when I feel like it vibe. On reality TV, she don't show up that well.
She don't. I tried to get into her on RB Divas and I couldn't. And I love the
He need to bring that. We need a position. He need to bring that show
We
back.
do need RB Divas back, bro. That was a good ass show.
That was I was for.
That's Selena Johnson, Reed, and Nikki Gilbert will forever.
I holler.
Yeah.
Forever live.
I need to bring that back.
People keep saying bring back Charisse. I really didn't like Charisse when she was on the first couple.
She didn't give anything.
Yeah, I really didn't care for her.
And her vibe was just, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I tried, but I couldn't do it.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I liked her sometimes. Sometimes she had like she was better than everybody. She gave me a little bit of like, my husband's this, but she didn't know how to act when he was getting ready to divorce her. So she had to make her way out of the show. She didn't want to share that part of her life.
Exactly. And to me, I'm tired of them getting people on these shows that don't want to share whatever's going on in their relationship. Like, we need people that's going to be open. And I know that's hard, but I would rather y'all find people who are willing than to keep getting people that want to try to control how they're produced. And I think Wendy is another person that's trying to control how she's produced.
That's a good fact.
I wonder if she is going to just continue to be an official housewife. And this is so small and it really means nothing. But when they did the whole initiation for her, I'm like, did y'all know something we don't know? Like, once she gets past a certain phase or something, like she's automatically a housewife. So will she come in next year as the same? Because they usually demote you only when you do something wrong, right?
No, they'll demote you if you was too boring. If you didn't have like enough of a storyline going on, they'll demote you.
Well, Cynthia's still holding on to that peach for dear life.
And I listen, I love Cynthia, but I agree with you 1,010%. And I love Cynthia, but I agree with you, Jamie. I do. I feel like Cynthia got some dirt on somebody around there, honey. It might be Carlos.
I don't think it was just that. I think that Cynthia brought looks. I think Cynthia was aesthetically pleasing, and she was somebody that could be like a median level. If there is, extremes, you need people that'll kind of balance it out and can flow from one group to another. And I think that Cynthia was that person, but I also felt like she gave us visual. Wendy gives us no visual. You know what I'm saying? She don't even give us, I'm about to leave my husband, divorce, my sister and my mama don't want me to marry the nigga. We got together, we broke up, he spent all my money, now I'm marrying a new nigga, my daughter a bisexual. Like, she ain't giving us none of that.
In Wendy's defense, though, it's her first season. Don't everybody come on looking ragged down in their first season?
They do.
Listen, yeah.
They do.
I know she got money.
She's already been on TV though. Like, how many more TV appearances do you need to see yourself in?
I agree. Because the only thing she been giving us here lately is her 4 degrees and her thick ass weave, her thick ass forehead. And I'm not here for 9 to 3. I'm not. Now, most people who come on in their first seasons are rough, like Tammy Romaine, but that's a whole nother story.
Not Romaine.
Not
lettuce. Oh Lord.
Okay. So to move on from Potomac, since Atlanta will be here in about 2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks?
To bore us to death.
About 2 weeks. What do y'all think about the current cast? What do y'all expect from the current cast? And what do y'all think? Because I know that at this point in time for Atlanta, I think that it just goes back to what Bondy said about the Potomac cast. Like, when she said, going into season 6, we could keep the same cast. But when you go into season 7, you may need to switch it out a bit because it's going to get stale. And the problem with Atlanta is that we've had the same damn cast since season 5. The same cast. So, what do you think should happen for the Housewives of Atlanta to really give it what it needs. Because from what I hear, they're trying to, and I've heard this for the last 2 years now, they're trying to, I guess, usher in a new generation of housewives and let Portia be the new face of the housewives. So do you guys, and let's just bounce it off of this, do y'all think that Portia is, do y'all think that Portia is a good enough cast member to be the face of the show? And if y'all could pick somebody else to be the face of the show outside of Portia, who would you pick out as far as this current cast goes? And we're gonna start with Terrence on this.
I know you got, because I got shit to say on it. I ain't got nothing to
Yes,
say.
you do. Yes,
Real
you do.
Housewives
Yes, you
of
do.
Atlanta, y'all can do whatever the flying fuck y'all want to do, because I control whether I want to watch it or not. But I will say this. Tanya, you stupid. Because all you had to do was say you fucked that damn stripper. I wouldn't have been mad at it. Because once I saw what he looked like and what he packing, I want to fuck his ass too. And had you just admitted that you did it, I would have been on your side, Pennywise, and I'd have been all here for you being here. But since you didn't, I ain't got nothing to say. And that's all I got to say. Go ahead and move on to Jamie. I got
Jamie, go ahead, because Terrence just go ahead.
Well, I forgot what was the question again.
Okay, being that they're from rumor has it they're at this point they're trying to usher in a new generation of housewives, and they want to make Portia as the face, because as you can see, they're bringing in a younger cast like Dora, Latoya, the girl Fallon, and Tanya, and other people. So, and with Bravo, they are kind of cutting off their OGs one by one too. So, do you think that Portia is a good enough candidate to be the face of the show out as far as the current cast, or do you think it should be someone else from the current cast that should be the face of the Housewives of Atlanta?
I feel like Portia paid her dues, so Portia would be good to be the face. She didn't pay her dues so far. She would be the OG. She's the youngest out of the crew. I think they need to pick them off one by one. I don't see Cynthia really being on the show much longer. She got her husband. She probably gonna relocate to California. Candy got all her businesses. She may move on to her own show on the network. So I think that makes sense to me. I think Portia would be good. The only thing that probably would change my mind is as I'm watching the show, and I may see somebody else that may end up being the face over Portia. But at this point, I think that's a good decision.
Yeah.
Okay, Josiah.
I definitely agree with Jamie. I think that Portia being the new face of the show would be really good, because when you've been on the show for so many years, you can only have so much storyline. Like Cynthia and her storyline, we heard it so many times. Candy been on there for a very long time. I think ushering in a new group of girls with Portia being front and center would be a good idea, because at this point, I'm not even excited about the new season coming out. So.
Bondy.
Okay. So I'm gonna just say that for this season, I can already tell that we might have at top 5 good episodes. That's probably all gonna be centered around the bachelorette party in the Cynthia's wedding. And I'm over a lot of them. I love Candy, but when Candy comes back with what, season 13 or something like that, with child support on grown ass Riley, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's time for you.
What?
I thought that was on Todd. I thought that was Todd's baby mama putting that on him. That was Candy.
Yeah, I thought that they were saying that Candy was trying to get the back child support from Riley's dad.
Yeah.
Because Mama Joyce was like, he ain't never been there. He ain't never did nothing and all of this. So I was like, are we really revisiting this shit? I mean, we're not gonna talk about Riley's nose job. Never mind. Anyway, so
yeah, I gotta change plans on that.
Kenya needs to go and find herself and find her another man, because she don't even know what's going on with her and her husband. But we're gonna have to deal with that. That's gonna aggravate the shit out of us, because we tired of feeling bad for you, bitch. Make a decision. Cynthia can go and fly off into the sunset. She can go and do that. Portia can be the new face of the show. I totally agree with that. I really like Portia. She's juicy. She's cute. She has a a personality. She got drama with her, but it can't all be centered on her. They're gonna have to really find some good people for this show. It's not gonna be able to just be, oh, let's find somebody, no disrespect to us, but let's go drag somebody from YouTube onto Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, that's cute, but I need for y'all to find people that we actually care about or that we don't know we gonna care about yet. But stop pulling people that's just fixtures to take up space. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are the personalities? Where are the people with the weird lifestyles and shit? I want somebody with a dungeon. Give us something.
All right, I'm gonna give y'all a real answer. Lord Jesus. All right, fine. I do agree with all of y'all, and I hate to admit it. But as much as I hate to say this, I do feel like Confetti Brain Portrait should be the face of it. Fine, I'm with it. And I also feel like Cynthia need to go. And I love Cynthia, but I feel like she's done. I love Candy, but I do feel like at this point, Candy should just get her own show and usher in somebody else new. Now, as far as, I mean, I guess we could keep Mastercard Marlowe and, well, Pennywise.
Who's she gonna be there for? She ain't friends with nobody on that show no more.
Well, from what I heard, her and Kenya are going to be cool with each other. That's what I heard.
Oh, yeah.
That's for that check. Stop playing with us. Y'all don't like each other.
But that's what I heard. You understand? Kenya, Lord, I agree, because Kenya, man, gay as I am, and girl, that ain't gonna change because I'm in New York. He from New York, and his tea is all over here, bitch. So I'm at liberty to say that. And I do feel as though she does need a new man. Maybe she could spend this season looking for a new man. Maybe her good Judy's could hook her up with somebody. And I mean, they got a pretty good taste in me. Like Cynthia found Mark. I like Mark. I want to hunch on him. And I mean, Candy, I want to hunch on Todd. So I mean, she, whatever the case may be. Now, as far as Drew Sidor and LaToya goes, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really think I really give a damn about Drew Sidor that much, or LaToya for that matter.
I'm more excited about Drew than Toya because I don't really know her, but I'm familiar with Drew.
Yeah.
I'm wondering about her storyline of her husband being gone and not coming. And I'm like, okay, I'm interested in when did this? Is this recent or are y'all from a few years ago?
That's what I'm saying.
Because it seemed forced to me. So I want to see how that plays out.
Because I heard the only reason why LaToya didn't accept the peach was because her husband didn't want him to be on it or her kids. But my whole thing is, okay, bitch, what the fuck they got to do with me? Like, if I was LaToya, I still would have got my damn peach. But I mean, whatever.
Either that or they could have just cut him off the show if he was.
They
could have worked around it.
Right.
For me,
turned down my peach just because of that.
But for me, when it comes down to this show, and I know people are going to be surprised by my answer. I don't fuck with Portia at all. I don't. But out of everybody, I feel like she may. We'll get into that in a minute. I don't fuck with Portia. But however, when it comes down to it, she can be the face of the show. Out of everybody, I feel like at this point. As far as Cynthia, I felt like Cynthia should have been gone really after she kicked Portia on that boat. She should have been gone before then. I don't know how she's made it this fucking long, but she's somehow, some way, she got 9 lives.
Okay.
I'm telling y'all, them looks, everybody be acting like, looks don't matter. They do.
Candy, as much as I like her, I think that it's about time for her to go at this point.
Yeah.
And if she
I think she can get her own 30 minutes, like you were saying.
She can get her own show at this point because she has an interesting supporting cast. Like, what people fail to understand, in my eyes, is this right here. Like, when a when you're on an ensemble cast and you go and get your own show, your supporting cast is very important to the show. If you don't have a good supporting cast, the show ain't gonna be about shit. So if Candy got her own show, she has a good supporting cast. She got Don Juan. As much as people don't like him, he makes good TV. She has Carmen. As much as people, she has Carmen. As much as people may not like her either, she does make good moments. She got Mama Joy. She got Mama Joyce. As much as we like it.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I know you don't, but she make good TV. Her aunts make good TV. A lot of people in Candy's life make good TV to me.
I'm Bertha.
Yes.
I do like Bertha. Now I will say that I like Aunt Bertha. I do.
So she always looks like she smells something that stink. I be dying.
Yeah, so if she had her own show, I wouldn't mind it because her supporting cast is good. So she can have her own show. At this point,
I mean, shit, if they gonna give Tardy for the Party 11,000 seasons, they can give Candy a little 30-minute show because that Tardy for the Party shit, they could have dropped that seasons ago.
I agree.
Yeah, it's kind of like this. If Candy gets her own show, it'll kind of be like the Keisha Cole reality show. It was more so about her family than her. Her family gave it more of an edge. So I think that would be the same thing for Candy. I know people in the comments like calling her boring and shit like that, but she can be boring, but she can get her own show because she has interesting people around her. If Kim boring ass can have a show, Candy can definitely have one. To be honest. So yeah, I think Candy should go. Kenya can stay because she's the prime antagonist of the show. So I think she'll always have a place. But I do think that Candy and Cynthia should go. Now, when it comes down to storylines and all this other stuff, people always say Candy never have a storyline, but they go for Portia. I could care less about Portia and Jermaine Dupri's little brother and they bullshit. I could really care less about it.
Right, child.
To be honest. So I don't know what's so good. I don't know what's so great about Portia and her fucking storyline. I don't. And I know people want Phaedra to come back, but I'm totally against her coming back.
She was boring when she was on the show. When Apollo was gone, she had shit to talk about.
I will only accept Phaedra if they allow Apollo and his new wife to come up there.
Ooh,
and I will accept Phaedra coming back.
Now you know she ain't
the only way.
Never. And Candy won't stay on the show if Phaedra come back.
I know I'm messy, girl, but I live for the mess, honey. I will only accept if they bring those two up there. Then I'm with it.
Because to be honest, when you think about it, everybody acts like, I ain't gonna say everybody. Phaedra's fans act like she was just this second coming to the show. And my thing about it is, Phaedra really didn't become interesting until she started beefing with Kenya.
That's true.
That's true.
Because when Kenya started flirting with Apollo and all that other stuff, that's when we really started to see Phaedra really come out and see people the way y'all like to say she read people so much. That's the reason why Kenya called that out of her. I don't even like Kenya, but it's the fucking truth.
I always like Phaedra. Phaedra used to be reading all the way back when she was pregnant and lying about her pregnancy, and they had to try and figure it out. When she was pregnant, because she didn't want to admit that she was, I guess what they were saying, sleeping on mattresses and stuff with him, and whatever.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Like she had some reads back then.
No, she could read. She had nothing going on. She could read.
Yeah, as far as the storyline, she didn't have nothing going on until Kenya came out. And that's another thing I can't stand about Phaedra. She lied too fucking much. She lies about everything.
She's all about the respectability politics, and that doesn't really work well in reality TV.
Right. And my whole thing was, I never really understood why she was so damn mad with Kenya either. I mean, girl, listen. It ain't such a shock that your husband wanted to fuck Kenya.
No. We ain't gonna do that because I remember that shit, and they was doing way too much. And I'm sorry, y'all don't want to hear this, but I probably would have whipped Kenya's ass the way she was acting. Remember when they was by the pool and he had picked her up and all that? And he grabbed her ass when he picked her up. I was like, oh, his ass would have been whipped. Her ass would have been whipped because she shouldn't have been playing with me like that in front of my face. His would have been whipped because you, my husband, don't disrespect me like that. I didn't make it a fool. And she just sat there and looked the other way and just, passive aggressively got upset. I'd have acted a fool. I'd have been knocking shit over.
And the only reason why I'm agreeing with you is because you're the first person who said you would have got on Apollo 2. Because everybody was like, oh, nah, I'd have just got on Kenya. Girl, for what? That's your husband. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Now, I would probably
that's your husband.
But she would have got it because I feel like she was doing that shit to piss
Phaedra. I agree. Well, let me ask you. I know Scotty and Bondy do this show. I don't know if Jamie and Josiah do. But how do y'all feel about this season of Braxton Family Values?
Boring.
So far, it's dry as hell.
Yeah,
like,
I just finished doing my review, and I was just like, "Y'all, what the fuck is this?"
That review gonna be 5 minutes because they weren't talking about it.
I was like, if we talk about this damn bachelorette party one more time, if we talk about this cake one more time, I mean, it was like, Miss Evelyn, it's been 20 years, man.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Sitting up there talking about, you know what? I have the victory. Girl, no, you don't.
Thank
that lady
you.
had the victory when she was your husband.
What she about? What she said, the lady looked like she wasn't happy. She not.
Yeah.
The wedding should have been started, ma'am. Okay.
I said.
She wondering what
I said.
She was hungry, cold, ready to go home. Sofa.
I said. I don't think she looks sad.
I said, what the fuck?
I think she looks confused because she like, I don't fuck with this bitch and she don't fuck with me. So why is she sitting at this table? Because she's upset that you pushed out 6 or 7 kids, but you wasn't able to keep your man. Because I'm the cleanup woman and I kept your man for over 20 years. So I'm not understanding where she came from with the whole I got the victory and she looks sad. Yeah, I'm like, girl, over what? And I think that's why Tracy has the issues that she has. Because her mama hold on to shit and so does Tracy. Because I'm so tired of Tracy being mad all the time. I'm just like, girl, I get it.
Now this is where I gotta jump in.
I said
no.
Let me get it out. I said, Tracy, I understand how you feel, and I totally get it. I said, but at the end of the day, stop looking for people's approval, girl. Like, live your life, do you, be happy. Stop waiting on somebody else's approval because you're obviously never going to get it. All of y'all damn near 50 at this point. I'd be damned. I'd be somewhere living my good life. I'm not wasting my time seeking approval from y'all. I wouldn't. I just want her to just be happy. Like I don't want her to be mad all the time.
Yeah.
But I don't think that it's about her trying to seek approval though. They do treat her like shit. They do. They don't treat her equally at all. They really don't.
Do treat Tracy like shit. I agree with you, but I also feel like she still cares too damn much.
Yeah.
She's really upset and bothered. And it's like, girl, like they not that bothered. So why are you?
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm in that video all the time. I'm just so tired of her having a dark cloud over her head every damn scene. Like, I just want you to get over it. If they don't give a fuck them.
But that's probably the thing, though. It's because they don't give a fuck. It's the reason why she's still so fucking upset. Like they won't. Like they expect her to move on. How can she possibly move on if they're not addressing the shit that they do towards her, though? It's easy to say get over it, but if somebody's not trying to address it and trying to see the point of view, then you're not gonna get over it.
I mean, I hear you, but I just feel like as a rusty ass 40-something-year-old woman, I'm not giving a flying fuck about how the rest of you miserable bitches feel about me. I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna have my husband. I'm gonna have my kids. I'm gonna have my grandkids. I'm gonna have my business. I'm not gonna be sitting up trying to get vindicated by y'all no more. Because at this stage of my life, it's obviously never gonna happen. So why am I still?
I don't see it. I don't see it as if she's trying to be vindicated, though. I just think she just sincerely wants them to see how they've made her feel, because they all act like they ain't did shit to her when we've all seen that they have. They gaslight her a lot. They do. They gaslight her the fuck a lot.
I agree, but at some point, Tracy is gonna have to decide that I'm a grown ass woman.
Yep.
They can keep a man. I don't need to be looking to them to accept me. If they're not gonna accept me for who I am, then we don't need to be in each other's lives. It's just really that simple. And that's unfortunate, because you know that they love each other. They sing together, child. I enjoy when they sing together.
Me too.
I look for those moments. But ultimately, sometimes you really just have to, have your people at a distance, whether they're your family or not.
I agree with what Bondy's saying, because I'm like, these have been your sisters since you were born. Right. You know how they move. They have not changed. They've done the same thing this whole time. So at this point, it's not about trying to get them to see things your way. It's about you getting yourself together mentally about how you're going to operate with them. You know, that's what
Yeah, because
they are on the same
she was able to
so
keep Kevin. She done had the same relationship. All the rest of them on their second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth marriages, whatever the case may be. Same thing for bitter ass Mama Evelyn. So my whole thing is, I wouldn't be sitting around here worried about that. I'm gonna live my life. Because it's making her be somebody that she doesn't want to be.
She's bitter.
Yeah.
She's bitter. And another thing is that she doesn't even really want to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like when they ask her, how do we resolve it? She's like, well, if they want to resolve it, it'll be resolved. No, say what you got to say and stop pretending that everything is cool, but still having the same attitude. Like just say what it is, get it off your chest and let it go. But stop walking around with this, angst and anger towards them on you. Because to me, it looked like you hurt yourself more than you hurt them. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know. I just find it hard to just say get over it when they all on the same show too. If they wasn't on the same show, it'd probably be easier for her to really get over it. They all on the same show. They have to interact with each other. It's not like they can be that distant.
They need to stop with the damn show. The shit is boring at this point.
Thank you.
Stop.
Exactly.
Yes. I think Tracy also deals with a lot of stuff because at times when she has tried to address it, I don't think she's always been able to fully get out everything that she needs to say. So it's like leftover residue. But even with that, like you've tried to address it and you still see how they move in these situations. So it's not so much as get over it, but start working towards a better you. Look at the things that you already have going on in your life that's validating you and that you're not crazy. Like I still have the same husband from here to there. My child is doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like look at things that are going great in your life to validate you versus what's going, you know what I'm saying? Your sister's doing.
It does feel like she's looking for validation
by yourself. Good or bad. You did this. You didn't even need them. So if that's not validation to show you like keep moving, like I don't know.
Ahead, sorry. She's still stuck in that space from when they were younger, kind of looking for them to approve her. And it's like, you need to get out of that space of feeling like you need their approval. It's not even just about their relationship being better. She's looking for something that I don't think they're ever going to be able to give her. You know what I'm saying?
And every time they injure her, she goes back to that same space. So it's like you need solo. You need solo.
You need to heal yourself. You need to heal yourself first, and then you can come to the table with them.
Because it takes her right back to that spot. Because if Tamar does something to her, she's gonna figure out a reason to be upset with Tawanda. So it's like it takes her back to that childhood space of how they treated her, and she connects every situation to that thing. So she needs solo therapy, in my opinion.
They really need to be mad at Evelyn ass, because I feel like when she was running behind
her daddy. Mainly her damn daddy. How the fuck you got all these kids and you decided you gonna jump ship and go over here and marry this lady over here?
I mean,
but I mean, at the same time, it's been over 20 years, bitch. How long you hold Evelyn put her life in park for 20 years to be bitter. Yeah. Like Evelyn put her life in park to be mad and bitter at this man for 20 years. And the gag is Evelyn looked way better than Miss Wanda. No shade, Miss Wanda.
No, it's
but Evelyn looks so much better.
Inside. I bet you Miss Wanda is probably the coolest, most easygoing person to get along with, and Miss Evelyn is a fucking drag. You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell it's always pretentious and what has to happen and what it looks like to everybody else. And Miss Wanda probably like, baby, it's whatever you want to do. Let's just have a good day. Like I'm telling you, that man probably tried to work it out for as long as he could, and eventually it's just not working no more. And I think that at some point, women have to take responsibility for making their lives too much about their husbands and their kids. You have to do something for you so that you don't feel so much bitterness if that person decides the marriage isn't working anymore. It was all on him in the church and the kids, and she needed to have something for herself. But you know, that's a different conversation for another time. Them old hoes, you know. But
listen, if y'all single hoes want the true definition of a cleanup woman, look at Miss Wanda. She was able to keep that man for 20 years, and he's still happy.
Okay, look, don't call me Barbara.
When he got to the venue, they said, "Where you sitting?" He said, "I'm sitting wherever my wife's sitting at." That's
okay.
I said,
period.
She doing something.
And
I mean, to me, when the daddy was like, "I'm not coming to your wedding if my wife can't come," that spoke volumes about where he was with it. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like they were all making allowances. Mommy's gonna feel like this. They shouldn't have been responsible for her feelings like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Her issue was with him. They should have still been able to come together for the kids. Okay, shout out to Phaedra and Amina for the kids, because it's about the kids that it's not about y'all's relationship that didn't work out.
Yep, I agree. I said that in my review. And then I have people in my comments that was like, well, I think Mama Evelyn is over it. Like, you don't know what she has in the background. That's the show. I said,
if
girl,
she was over it, she'd be on some new dick.
Thank you. I said, that woman ain't over it. I said, I'm going to need for her to find every piece of lumber that she can to build the bridge and get the fuck over it. It's 20 years.
Not find all the lumber.
All the lumber,
Miss Wanda, not Miss Wanda, but Miss Evelyn is still waiting on him to waiting for her to lose him the same way she got him, and that has yet to.
It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I'm sorry.
Sometimes you got pregnant so young. Sometimes you got pregnant young, and he married you, and y'all did what y'all was supposed to do, but that don't mean y'all was supposed to be together. And you don't believe in birth control, so y'all keep fucking and having all these damn children, knowing y'all ain't happy in your marriage. And what happens? We just gonna wait for him to get grown, and then I'm gonna leave you.
Right.
That's basically what happened.
But I'm gonna tell you this. Von's sons was as handsome as they wanted to be. I said, that's his sons?
He's nice looking.
They are cute. I said, yeah.
He's giving a real King Cole vibe, you know, like real velvety.
Yeah, I said, well, how old is you before I start shooting my shot? How old is these little boys? Because they was fine. I said, ooh, yes, God. I was saying,
I'm still not over Sheila's eye going this way, y'all. When he proposed to her, I'm still not over. It plays in my head all the time.
I cannot.
I can't even do it. I don't know how you make your eyes do that. Yeah.
Okay, so I know that me and Terrence watch it. I'm not sure about Bondy, and I'm not sure about Josiah and Jane. I think Josiah does watch it, but I don't know about Jane. How do y'all feel about the Housewives of Salt Lake City so far?
I watch it. I reviewed it. I started reviewing it. It's cool. I don't like Mary. I think Mary and Jen bleached their skin, which is problematic for me.
Oh God.
I think Heather is one of those white women that think because she like black dick that we supposed to congratulate her on that. Right. Like, no, ma'am, you are still a colonizer. And you told us that when you said your people was pilgrims. Lisa and Meredith, I need to be able to tell them apart first to really care. And Whitney, I like Whitney even though she's a harlot.
Yeah.
And a whore.
I'm on the fence with Whitney because I couldn't leave Whitney around my man because I kill that bitch. I like Jen. For whatever reason, I like Jen. Heather, I'm on the fence with. Mary can go to hell.
Damn.
Lisa, it's something about Lisa.
Bitch, you look like you casted sharp talking about you smell hospital, bitch. I see
right.
That.
And my whole thing is you married to this old ass geezer who smell like death, hospital, hospice, retirement home, nursing home, Shady Pines, retirement village. Like,
Not
girl, go.
Shady Pines.
And listen, I still refuse to believe that grandmama left in the will for you to marry one of my granddaughters. I don't buy that. I don't believe that. I'm sorry. Because I said, okay, so she left you her man, her church, her asset. I said, well, shit, I need a grandmama like her. What the hell else did she leave you, girl? She just left me.
It was just, when is that like normal to be like, oh, my granddaughters will take good care of you once I die, and then she go and have babies with the nigga? What? Like,
Mary was lying, and this one I wrote up my review. I'm gonna do it tomorrow. But Mary, for me, when Mary sat up there and told Whitney the whole story about, oh, it smelled like hospital, but when Jen confronted her about it, she act like, who said that? I didn't
right.
What did I said that?
Kira came over there like, yes, you did say that shit about my friend. She was so close.
Get out of here. Like, no, ma'am. I said that bitch lying and that daddy lying too. Okay, your grand husband is sitting up there lying his ass off. Okay? And I was like, they like, oh, and he like, I can't wait to review this. But
because I saw some people try to say, well, at least she said it and she admitted it. I said, no, she didn't. I said she backpedaled the coochie pop in the handstand when she first brought it up. I said she didn't admit shit. She only admitted it when Carrie came over. And then she said, okay, well, what do you want me to do? Like, why is she getting her legs amputated anyway? She needs to drink more water.
Do you hear what I say?
I said, ain't you the first lady? I said, why did you? I said, do you not go with your husband for the sick and the shut-in list? I know my pastor, first lady. I said,
she said it was traumatic for her in the hospital because what she said, she had surgery or something. I'm thinking it was
elective
because she went in there because somebody had died or something. I'm like, bitch, no, you didn't.
No, she went for elective surgery.
Elective.
And she had a traumatic experience.
Yeah. Listen, y'all, I gotta go. So I'ma holler at y'all. This was so fun. I love y'all. I had a good time.
I might do this next week. I might do this next week. I think I might do this next week.
Hit me up. I'll be back. But I enjoyed everybody, and y'all have a good night.
You too, baby.
All right. Thank you, Bondy.
But listen, I need Jen and I need Heather. I need Jen to stop going to Heather's center because your features are starting to be as strong as hers. I don't know what it is about the Botox, and she's like, she tries everything, like whatever new product she has, she's trying it. I'm like, y'all need to slow down out there in Salt Lake City. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. But listen, I like Whitney, and I like, is it Meredith? I think it's Meredith. I like Meredith.
I love Meredith's son, the gay one. I love her son. Yeah, I love
him. Everything. And she said he took a semester off from school. I said no, he knew you was filming this show, so he was like, I'm gonna go in and hang out with
right. Okay. Right.
So I thought, and I like you could tell he has a good relationship with his dad. So I like that whole dynamic. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had people in my comments that was telling me Heather is a transgender woman. I said that woman is not transgender. Okay. I said, I mean, she got some strong features. Yeah. But I don't bit more believe that woman is trans.
I don't think she's transgender either. I don't think so.
I said, I don't believe. I mean, I understand how Bondy feels because I felt the same way. But I don't know. I kind of see it for Heather just a little bit.
I think I'm gonna end up liking Heather.
Yeah, I think Lisa is going to make me like Heather, based on how she act like she didn't know her and stuff. And it's like, really gonna act like that? I don't think this lady just gonna create that. So yeah, for sure, she's taking me down to earth too. So.
Mm-hmm. So I guess we can all agree that we don't like Mary because I can't. Mary
too much.
Way. I can't. I can't.
Because
my thing is, I grew up in church, and I met so many people like Mary. And I remember my mama told me this when I was young. She said, "Don't think that she a first lady that mean anything." She said, "Don't let that lady pray over you." And sure enough, don't let her, lay hands on you. She said, because that woman is not right. She said, I don't care whether she's a first lady or anything. You have to know people for their works. And when I see Mary, I'm like, no,
all that hollering in the church. I said, girl, go over.
Yeah.
But it was a good first episode, though.
It was.
Let me tell y'all what else I didn't like. I didn't like how they highlighted, and I'm gonna mention this in my review. I didn't like how they highlighted each of the families, but when it came to the black lady Mary, they didn't really like go into her family. You know how we went to everybody's house and stuff. It's like, Mary, why we go to your house, girl?
Yeah, that's true.
Why we ain't see what's going on with you?
I never noticed that until you said that.
But she may not be trying to put her family in there because one of her family members already did an interview exposing all of her mess, but I ain't see it. But somebody said she's a liar. One of her family members said she's a liar. They interviewed with Tasha K, but I didn't see the interview yet though.
I don't like Toucan Sam.
Stop. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Don't even start that now.
All right. I'm going to stop because this your channel. Because if it was mine, I would
listen, because we already had people do interviews about us. We don't need, listen.
Okay, but wait. Who did an interview?
We'll talk about it when we leave, when we get off here, because we're going to get off here right now because I'm not going to get nobody else on. Yes. But anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody that watched. I really had a fun time doing this. I want to thank everybody that was on here. I want to thank Terrence, of course. I want to thank Josiah and Jamie for coming on. Oh, and Bondy for coming on and doing this, because I think Terrence is going to do something like this for the reunion. I don't know who he's all gonna invite, because that's his shit, his channel. So I don't know who he's gonna invite up there to do it. But
Jamie, I would love to bring you a part of that since you do watch the show. I would love to have you come. And I said Josiah, I was gonna reach out to you and Bondy. I want to do it with Keisha and Rox, and I want to do it with all of the YouTubers that watch this show. And at the end, like the very end, like the fourth part of the reunion, I can do a Zoom and we can just all go in and laugh.
Oh, that's dope. A Zoom, yeah, you get
so much fun. That's what's up. And also, I just want to say this. I'm glad that nobody in the comment section was being divisive. Right. And what I mean by being divisive is, people come in the chat and say they only here for such. Well, it was only one person that did that, and that was one of Terrence's fans, and I'm glad his ass got the fuck out.
Oh,
Lord. Incidentally, that's the same one that you got into it with the last time we were like, but that's not there nor there. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, I'm glad that nobody in here was divisive. I'm glad that everybody enjoyed everybody equally. Like, I'm glad nobody was in here saying, "But I'm only here for Bondy. I'm only here for Terrence." Because when I remember when we were doing the whole 20K video for me, I think Layla Lynn had posted the flyer on her post, and everybody was, "I don't know these people. I'm only watching for you." Blah, 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 blah. If you come to support, just come to support that person that you like. You don't have to come in here and be negative. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even though the only thing that annoyed me was people saying it wasn't no balance up here, but I really feel like it was. Everybody had their own opinion. We all didn't agree on every damn thing, but that's what a panel is about. We're not all gonna agree, but yeah, like I said, I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank everybody for showing up and showing out. And I'm probably gonna do this next week, depending on how the episode goes next week. If it's good enough to do that, then I'll do it. Depending on my work schedule, I'll do it and probably bring the same the same 4 people up here, maybe add 1 other person. But other than that, that's good. But that's it, y'all. We about to tune out and tell y'all bye. And we out of here, y'all. So peace out, cause we gotta talk backstage. Cause Josiah wants tea, child. And I ain't gonna bring tea up here. So bye, y'all.
Peace out.
Let me see. It ain't ended yet, child. It's the chat still moving.